Yo, what's poppin'? It's the Dope Bros. We back in the factory. A lot of shit to talk about. Last time we were here, I think the playoffs were just about to kick off. In basketball, the draft was right around the corner, and now both the draft and the first round of the playoffs have completed. And yeah, there's a lot of shit to talk about.
A lot of shit.
When it's like, what went down, who folded, who didn't, uh, who slid in the draft. So we got a lot to get into. So we're gonna do like a part one, part two. So what I'm saying, stay tuned. But for this first part, we're just really gonna dive deep in onto what happened in the basketball scene. So yeah, I mean, to kick it off, you want to talk about my series or your series? You know what I'm saying? It has
Start off on a good note. Hey, wait. Wait. I guess I can go on Lakers first because I was more confident than you were, so I gotta fess up and be
Right.
like, damn, Luka and LeBron
Folded.
sold. They not folded. They sold. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
they played good. They made shots, but then they also played really shitty and were the reason we lost.
Exactly.
Like they were the reason. They weren't the only reason that we were ahead, but they were the only reason that we lost. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you could blame Austin Reeves 3, but that's one shot, and LeBron shot a shitty 3 right before that and missed it, and turned the ball over, and Luka didn't play defense on the other end.
Right.
3 possessions in a row. Like if we want to play nitty gritty, it was our 2-star players not playing up to par, and I'm the one positive note was what I always said. Rui Hachimura is the truth. And he stepped up. We need to give him more PT, give him more shots. Like I said, let him cook. Let him fucking cook. Rui is the man. Nobody believes. But we fucking suck. And all props to Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, he killed.
And Nas Reed, too. I mean, Jaden McDaniels killed us the whole series, too. Didn't have an answer to Gobert.
DiVincenzo hit some big shots. He was kind of quiet after like game one or whatever, but he still.
Yeah, they just played better.
Yeah, they play better overall. My thing is, my biggest takeaway is like, I know at the end like LeBron was limping around like afterwards in the tunnel with like the MCL or whatever. My thing is though, if you were that hurt where you could barely walk, then why the hell were you even playing? Like I feel like it's almost.
Put Rui in.
Right. I don't know if that was trying to be like, and I'm not going to say it was completely where it's like he's trying to make an excuse of, oh, I was hurt, so that's why we lost. I'm not completely saying that. But what I'm saying is if you were actually that hurt where afterwards in the tunnel, you literally can't walk, then you probably shouldn't have had played. And
especially not the last possession.
Exactly. And you should have left it to Luka to play solo, which he's good at anyway. So it's like he could play just the main guy.
And that's the whole point of him bringing him in is to pass the mantle on.
Right. So it's like
let him fucking handle it.
If you were that hurt, there's no way that you should have been out there.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like then you just hurt the team even more. The more like if you were trying to make that an excuse, like, oh well, he's hurt, so that's why we lost. It's like. Yeah, it is. Like, I mean, if you were hurt that bad, then there's no way you should have been trying to play the whole series. You know what I mean? But, I mean, it looked fine when he was playing. There was definitely some times where he just looked a little bit older where you're like, okay, usually he would, like, yam that or
get the loose ball or whatever.
Yeah. Right, have a little bit more explosion. But, I mean, I don't know. I think, obviously, Luka on defense is – terrible. I mean, it's glaringly bad.
I feel like he's not bad at defense when he tries at defense, but he never tries on defense. Like He's never looking at the right person. He's never actually on a man. He's not reading the passing lanes. He's just like standing there, and then somebody blows past and gets the bucket, and he's like,
right.
Like it was your man. It was your man. Like shut the fuck up.
It's every time. He's literally standing there. There was one where I forgot. I think it was Ant who drove in past him, and he could have easily like got in the lane, put a hand up, and it would have made the shot way harder. But instead, he kind of just stood there and watched the thing. And then, like you said, afterwards, after every finish, he's just like, like what are you doing? Like you're not.
Like what happened, guys?
You're not getting in the lanes. You're not, trying to intercept passes. You're not trying to do anything. You're just a person that's standing there. Your feet aren't moving fast. Like you're just standing there in the mud looking at everybody else. And then when they score, you're like, why'd they score? I got a pretty good idea. Like, that literally can't be that bad.
Jaden McDaniels gave him 20 every game, bro.
Right.
Like that's unreal. That dude is a bomb.
And
he averages like 15.
Yeah. And then
He's not a bomb.
people just blowing past, and it just can't happen. You have to be way more locked in on defense than that.
Just lazy.
If they're ever going to get past the hump, and not even just like the Lakers, but Luka. Like you were in the championship last year, and what the Celtics literally come out and say they did. They were like, wherever that dude is, he's food, bro. We going straight at this dude every single time, and there was nothing he could do about it. He has to get better, and maybe he does need to get in the better shape. He doesn't look like he's completely out of shape, but you could tell he could at least cut a little bit.
He needs to shape it up.
Especially, I don't know if it's cardio wise. Like it doesn't seem like it's really something that's muscular where you're like, okay, he needs to get whatever. It just seems like he needs to get in a little bit better.
He just needs to be lean. That's what it is.
And be a little bit better of a runner and be able to, because I get it, you're giving us buckets offensively and that's fine, but you have to give something defensively in today's NBA. You can't just be like, all I'm gonna do is score and then leave it up to everybody else. That's not gonna be possible. That's literally not gonna be possible. Especially now that you're on the Lakers. Well, you know what I'm saying? You're in the West where it's gonna be competitive every single time. Like the playoffs are gonna look like this moving forward. There's not gonna be a playoffs in the foreseeable future that's going to be like, the West is just going to be this easy cake. Like, no, the West is going to be literally this sweaty every single year. There's no way you can just be a cone out there.
It's only going to get better.
Right. Like, there's no way you can be a cone out there and expect to win. And then, obviously, the lack of big really was what destroyed you in the last game. Like, they basically...
It's like they held out on the whole series. Yeah.
It's like they could have literally just did that for 4 games and probably swept y'all, but... They were like, we're going to let Ant do everything. And then the last game, they were like, we're just going to literally destroy them down low with Rudy Gobert. And there's nothing you can do, which is so crazy.
Yeah.
A big has to be the priority in the offseason for the
Lakers. Randall ate the whole series, too.
Yeah. Like, Randall was getting at least 20, 25 every single game.
I don't understand why we didn't have Jemison. We had that dude Jemison at the middle end of the season.
Right.
And there was a run where we were like 17-0 with him playing. And he's like a solid big. He was like Dwight Howard build. Like we could use him in the playoffs right there, but for whatever reason we didn't put him on the roster. I don't know. We have Jackson Hayes that sits on the bench and stares at fucking Maxi Kleber.
Right.
Like why do we bring a guy that's first game in a year or whatever is in the playoffs, but we have Jackson Hayes sitting on the bench?
Right.
I understand Jackson Hayes is a bum, but
right.
Play him.
At least have the size on the floor if that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like the other games, it made sense because they weren't really using Gobert's size like down low to score. Like he was just getting some boards, but he wasn't even dominating on the boards. It was pretty much everybody else. So I get the other games being like, we're going to match their speed with, what we got, and that's okay. But that last game, like JJ has to make an adjustment there and be like, we have to at least try it. There's no way that we're just like, and like you said, and then to try something and be like, we're going to go to the last big we're just going to skip a guy.
Yeah.
Like, no way. You have to put Jackson Hayes in. He gave y'all decent minutes at times.
And he played the whole season for you.
Exactly.
Give him the fucking respect of playing him. Like, come on, bro.
There's no way that was the idea. Too, but yeah, there's just no way that was the idea that you thought was going to help the situation. Like, no way. I would have lived and died by... Yeah, we get you don't have a crazy big on this team, but I would have at least
give us the opportunity.
The one that's the best chance at doing something at big man, which was Jackson Hayes, and not to adjust was that what was bad,
Yeah.
But I don't know, we'll see what the Wolves do in round 2, but Ant's just a killer though. He's just a killer, and that's what I was scared about when we were doing our predictions before. I was just like, I like the Lakers. They have Luka and Braun and stuff like that. But that Ant's a playoff riser to the second power. Like he is the type of dude that he lives to like get in these. He doesn't care how he gets in the playoffs. He's like, what seed are we? We're in. Okay. He wants to kill everybody. He don't care if he's coming from the first seed, the 8 seed. Like he wants to at least get. If he gets in the dance, he's killing, bro. He killed KD. Like he took Joker down the set. Like this dude is for real, man.
Yeah, he's
like
serious.
I would never want to.
He
play
gets
this
the
dude
team so locked in the fourth too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And he could just go on his little tears where it's like 5 buckets in a row. It's just hit a dagger 3. Like you're just like,
and it's
wow.
like he plays off ball, and you can see that he's like managing the space on the court and getting like McDaniel's an open shot because he's over in the corner. I don't know. He manages the game really well.
He's a great passer.
Yeah,
like, he has great.
And having Randall helps a lot too, and Conley, they're both really, really good passers too.
I think it took a minute for the whole like Randall, Anthony Edwards thing to really gel because obviously they're
both ball dominant.
He's different than Karl Anthony Towns, but I think now they kind of both figured out like how they can really, coexist. And
I think Ant finally figured out how to catch Randall's fucking bullet passes.
Right. So, Ant's a killer, and Luka needs to stop throwing nades at the last second. Which is another thing. I'm not trying to hop.
That's the biggest thing.
But so many of those Lakers possessions, man, where you're just watching Luka just take the air out the basketball, trying to like ISO juke one person, and they're clearly have him in the box, and he hasn't moved the basketball at all. Like it's not like
he goes up, back, up, back, up, back, gets the screen because he lost his dribble, throws it to him, and then catches it back, and then does the same fucking thing, and then goes up, and then throws it out. Fucking, what are you doing?
Or that same sequence, but he goes down till it's 3.5 left on the shot clock, and then swings it to some random person who has no chance to create their shot and literally just has to catch and shoot, and obviously it's going to get bricked, or it's just going to get stuffed, or the pass is going to get picked off because people are like, oh, he's stuffed. There's no way that. So now they're playing the lanes. Like if he passes it out at the last minute to try to nade it, I'm going to pick it off. You just can't hold on to basketball that long. Like you have to be swinging the ball. If he brings the ball up the court, like maybe start off with a pass. Start off with passing it to other people. Let the ball swing around. Okay, if it gets back to you with 10 seconds left, now try to ISO and do something, with 10 seconds. But to take all 30 and then, try to swing it out, trash, bro.
I mean, name one team in the playoffs right now that is winning with ISO ball.
None.
That's what I'm saying. It can't be ISO ball.
Yeah, you gotta swing, bro. I think
it just gotta be movement. That's when our offense looked best.
Slow.
Our offense looked best when we would swing, cut, swing, cut, swing. Like constantly do that. We have shooters, we have cutters. Do that. Don't fucking have them sit on the corner and watch Luka dribble.
Right.
Nobody wants to see that.
I think even Kobe said like when like Harden was, in his prime, when he was just like, the ISO thing's just not gonna get to the championship, you know? And I thought it was crazy when he said that at first. I was like, Harden's so good. Like they could definitely, but then you see the detriment of it when you get into the playoffs where you're like, damn.
They only have to guard one thing.
Right. The one person guarding the ball. And if he's off today by any measure of the imagination, then you literally lose the game. And then you could even be on fire just like Luka was, where you're getting 30, but nothing else is really getting generated because
it's all you.
Right, it's all you, and nothing else can really get going. Like Rui can't get going as much because you're holding the ball so long. Austin Reeves can't get going as much because you're holding the ball so long. Like nobody else can really get going.
Austin cooks the most when he's like gets in his zone and he gets like 3 or 4 possessions in a row where he's just ball dominant. He dishes and does some crazy pass and splashes a 3 and then gets an and one and gets everybody hyped. He didn't get any of that in the playoffs. Right. He just got catch and shoot threes,
right,
or drive into the lane and try and make something happen.
Yeah, so I think the Lakers' priority.
It's like he took away the identity.
Yeah, Lakers' priority in the offseason is definitely big man for sure. Somebody got to get down there with some size, and then I think also just expanding the bench a little bit, like just getting a little bit deeper as a team. I think to me, that was one of the things I was worried about because I did feel like y'all was a little top heavy. I said it the whole back half of the season. Like, I just felt the Lakers were a little top heavy, and I think that kind of came in and bit them in the
But
ass a little bit
that's
at
the
the
thing. I don't
end.
think we're top heavy. I think we're a good, solid team. We just don't
You
use
know,
the bench players.
right, which is bad.
I know.
Because it's
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Yeah.
are you confident in the bench? Because if you're not confident
I'm confident
in the
in
bench,
them.
then get rid of them and get a new bench
Right.
that you're confident in.
Right.
Which is what I'm trying to say. It's like, I get there's great players sitting there, but they're not getting used. So either you're not confident in them
Right.
playing, or because they're not good or whatever, or like I don't know,
Yeah.
or you need to use them. So it's like you can't just be, especially with Braun, if he's gonna be on the team next year and he's 40 something, like you can't just be expecting this dude to be playing this crazy amount of minutes anymore. And Luka too. Like obviously he's getting tired because he's trying to get 30 points a game and he's tired of, so it's like you have to have some type of bench that can go in and be substantial, not just placeholders that are like, we're just hoping that they don't fuck the game up for 10 minutes while these dudes get a break. Like guys that can come in and actually score and like keep the game moving.
But that's the thing though too, is that they're never off of they're never not on the court at this. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
there's never in a time where Luka and LeBron are both on the bench. They're always one of them's on the court, and they're always the ball dominant. Well, like when LeBron's on the court, it's more of like real Laker basketball. I feel like where you have the swing, and then kicking it out for threes and driving in, getting like under the basket, quick dunks and stuff. Like the fun Lakers basketball you like to watch. And then other times it's just ISO ball, and that's all it is.
Yeah, I think y'all could benefit though for them being staggered a little bit. Like LeBron gets rest, and then like Luka runs it with maybe some couple other pieces that get in.
It just can't be ISO ball. That's the thing. It just can't be ISO.
But it will be.
Yeah.
If LeBron's sitting and then it's just Luka out there, he's just gonna fucking ISO to death. And like
it might just be a thing with him being new to the team too, and he's like, I'm sure he trusts the players, but it's like not being comfortable with him yet, knowing like
what they can do and stuff.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Like I don't know I can give it to Austin Reeves right now in the playoffs when we need a bucket.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that. Right. But obviously fucking trust the fucking dude.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what the Lakers do in the offseason. They need to make some changes. But overall, like decent year, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
decent
L year.
Right.
Oh, it ended in an L.
For Lakers standards, it's not good of a year. But JJ's first year as coaching, like you learn a lot. I don't know. We'll see what they do. You did end up getting the dude who's gonna get the torch, so it's like
he better do something.
Yeah. So
he better lock the.
He better start popping. So yeah, that's
your turn.
Yeah. So next, turning the page, we got Rockets Warriors. Yeah. So here's the thing. It was like it was a roller coaster this whole series. I'm gonna just say this: like Rockets Warriors. Obviously, I'm a Rockets fan, so I have PTSD from this matchup. And I said it as soon as we got matched up. I was like, this is literally the PTSD matchup of death. Like, I obviously was a fan. I've been a fan my whole life. So, obviously, the 2016 through 2020 run where we were just getting spanked by the Warriors every single time in the conference championship or whatever. Obviously, I still remember those things. Obviously, it's pain. And then to be in poverty for literally like 5 years and then to finally have a resurgent season where it's like we're back on the map, and of course we go against the Warriors, and of course they send us back to the crib once again. It's terrible. Like I'm not mad at the Rockets. I'm just mad that it had to be the Warriors that take us out. If it was any other team, if we got belted by the Nuggets, if the Clippers killed us, if we got beat by OKC, I wouldn't even care. Like I would literally be like, there was a great season, because I still think what I said in the last video where it was like, what happens in the offseason, what happened in these playoffs for the Rockets was irrelevant. I still believe that to be true. Like them getting beat in the first round, they had a great year. They won like 30 games last year.
And Game 7 with the Warriors.
Right. They went toe to toe. It looked fine. I just hate the fact that it had to be the Warriors taking us out, because now you're seeing all this stuff on Twitter. Steph owns your franchise. He's the governor of Houston, mayor, like all this shit. And it's like, I just hate that it had to be them. But despite that, actual gameplay, outside of a couple games, I think the Rockets played really well. Like, I
Yeah,
mean, it,
no,
it,
yeah.
it, it was a tough series, which is what I like to see. Obviously they really harped on the defensive side of the ball this season. So you could tell, both Draymond and Steph came out and said that was probably one of the toughest series I played in my career. Like, the Rockets came to play when it came to defense. All those games were low scoring. It was really just a big fight.
Yeah,
Down
just
there.
hustle for the ball all
Yeah.
the time.
And Shengun rose to the occasion. He had a great series. And a couple of the guys, a couple of the role players, Jabari Smith Jr. had a good series where he was hitting some big shots and some big moments. Eason was crazy defensively, and even just sparking some offense. Getting steals, hitting threes in the corner when we needed it. Obviously, Amen Thompson is a star. He was playing out of his mind pretty much every single game.
Especially the last few.
Yeah, especially the last few, and even Game 7, he had a great game. He's just one of those dudes that just sparks stuff, and even if he's not scoring, it just feels like he's always affecting the game in a certain
like
type
he
of
needs
way.
to be in.
Right. His defense is great. He did a great job on Steph Curry when he was put on him. Offensively, he can generate. All he needs is to get a consistent jump shot, and he will be literally a star.
I really think that he is a better. I think he's a better player than Şengün, honestly. Even though Şengün is the best player on the Rockets, you know what I mean?
Like the skill set of Amen is something that is what makes him the ceiling for Amen.
He looks insane, bro.
And some of the stuff that he was doing, that one where he behind the back, on the fast break, behind the back, like in the air, twist behind, like he has crazy layup package. He's crazy explosive, and
defense
then
out the
he's all that, but he also has like great court awareness where it's like when he gets steals, he's dishing out good passes to other people to score. Yeah. He's making good, ball movement plays, doing
being
good
on the
passes.
Right spot. Yeah.
Like he makes great, like you could tell he understands basketball, and once he gets that jumper so that he doesn't always have to drive in and try to make a crazy spot, or he doesn't have to settle for like the little 10-foot pop shot, he's gonna
just
be
like 30%. Give me 30 from 3.
Yeah, because there was times where they kind of gave him some space from 3, knowing that he wasn't going to take it. But if he starts getting that, and they're going to have to respect that, and he has people crashing in, and he could just blow right past them, he's going to be a menace. So Amen had a great series. Jalen Green, abysmal. Jalen Green, absolutely abysmal. I don't even know what that was. And that was probably the most disappointing thing of this entire series for me, because I've been a Jalen Green truther pretty much this whole season. Like, since he's been on the team, I just, there's two sides to Jalen Green, right? There's the Jalen Green where he's locked in, he's explosive, he's getting his shot, he's going crazy, he's getting highlight plays, all this stuff, right? Where he just looks like a great basketball. Like, he shows you that like flash of what he can be when he's on one. But then he gives you that same thing on the other side of the coin, where it's just like, does Jalen Green have 7 today? Like, what is that? Right. 7, and he's like 2 of 14 from 3, and you're like,
and like 5 turnovers.
Yeah, turnovers. It's just one of those things where the fan base was already split, because you had the believers of like, you see the flashes and they're kind of like playing the optimistic side. Then you also have, the glass half empty side of, well, do y'all also see when he's trash? And it's like, yeah, but this was the series for me where I was like holding out hope that Jalen Green was going to be a playoff riser. I was like, he's going to lock in the playoffs and he's going to be great. Even if he wasn't scoring 30 a night, but I was just like under 50. The impression that he was going to get at least 20 to 25, within like 17 to 25 a night or something like that in the playoffs, because you're supposed to be
at least like 4 out of the 7.
Right. Where it's like, maybe there was one game where you sell and you're like, okay, whatever, like, young player. But I was expecting, especially since this thing went to 7, I was expecting, like you said, at least 5 of the 7 being a respectable stat line.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying you had to have 50 every game, but there is no way that outside of game 2, you averaged like fucking 6. That
Yeah,
is
that's horrible.
absolutely garbage. And then it's not only the fact that he's not scoring, like you said, he gets the ball, and you literally, when he got the ball, I just felt uncomfortable with him even touching the basketball. You feel like he's gonna do something dumb with the basketball. You feel like he's gonna throw the ball away. You feel like he's gonna do a bad pass or turn the ball over or do a crazy layup that's not open and get stuffed. And then it's just like, what are you fucking doing? Like, do you understand what's going on? It was blowing my mind how garbage you actually look. It's not like you weren't scoring, but it was like, oh no, he's doing crazy, like facilitating. There was nothing that he was doing well.
It's like
outside of game 2.
It's like if you put his overs, he would hit everything on the good game. If you put his unders on every other game of the series, it would hit. The unders hit on every stat line.
Right.
Maybe rebounds. Maybe he rebounded better in the games, but like everything else,
not really.
Yeah.
So
he was going for him, but he wasn't getting them.
Exactly.
Like he kept jumping up and like missing the fucking ball.
Yeah, it was like too herky jerky, getting up and trying to get the boards. Yeah, nothing was done well by Jalen Green. He was the biggest disappointment to me by the Rockets. I think Ime made great coaching decisions. Steven Adams coming in and doing the double big was huge for us.
He
Steven
dominated.
Adams had a fantastic series going in there and getting big rebounds and big second possessions and stuff like that we needed. Was doing great defensively, getting blocks and stuff like that. Even Fred VanVleet, he started off the series rough. The first 2 games, VanVleet was rough. He was doing good passing, but it was rough. And then he turned it on.
He locked in,
then
bro.
The last like few games of the series, he went crazy.
He was going nuts.
He hit big shots. I mean, he had that one game. He had like 8 threes, 9 threes, like.
And they weren't just like regular threes. He was pulling up like Steph hit a 3, and he would just come in and aura for him right in his face. Right. Like it was crazy.
So it's like you're getting that from VanVleet, who struggles at times, and I'm not a big VanVleet truther or anything like that. Like I didn't think he was
like
really
the opposite.
Any good. Right. It was like I had more vision of VanVleet being the one that was going to sell our entire franchise, and that this dude was going to be the one that was trying to, whatever. So so Jalen Green was just terrible the whole time, just a huge disappointment. And I don't know. It's right where I sit right now. It would almost shock me if he's wearing that uniform next season. It would almost shock me.
Yeah, the fan base was already split enough as it was.
The fan base is already split enough. I think that this really put the dagger in the franchise of like, there's no way. We were basically playing the entire series without a fucking 2, without a shooting guard.
Yeah.
We played the entire series with no shooting guard. Like that's, and it's not to
Except
like
game 2.
It's not to like
imagine that.
Like say, oh, we want that player. I'm not saying this player's gonna come, but I honestly think if you traded Jalen Green and you put like Jaylen Brown in there or something, then we win the series easily.
Yeah,
like you put
maybe
any other
5 or 6.
You put any other competent fucking guard in for Jalen Green, and we fucking win this series. Like I literally think that was the difference. Literally playing with no fucking shooting guard.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would have loved, and I know we weren't really like playing him that much, but I would have loved for them to sit Green and put fucking Reed Shepherd in and just see if he can do something. I mean, he can't be that much worse.
He would have cooked.
He can't be that much worse.
They put Spencer in on the other side.
I mean, like, fuck it. He has 4 points going into the fourth quarter. And you're telling me Reed Shepherd is like, that's not an idea? I would have been put this nigga in and been like, yo, let's just see if he can splash like 6 threes right now. Like, fuck it. They're doing it with Buddy Hield. You know what I
Oh
mean? Like, I
God,
mean, like, dude, come on, bro. Like,
the
it
Buddy
has to
Healed
be.
backpack is insane. By the
I
way,
mean, yeah.
that's
Like,
one of the most insane ways to go out. That's so bad.
I knew the game was lost. Like, I knew the game was lost when
Yeah.
Buddy Hield literally was touching the basketball and was never missing.
When he made like the second three, I remember you turned to me, you said, "Oh yeah, it's over."
Yeah, he made the third three in a row. I turned him. I was like, it's game. Like, it's game. There's no way. But great series overall. I think
Yeah.
that Rockets will learn a lot from this. A lot of the young players, especially going to a 7, I think will do big for them. Not just going to the playoffs and get like belted,
And the Warriors too.
right? And
That's a
getting
hard team to beat.
belted, and then you're like Memphis Grizzlies, where it's like you just get 4-1, and there's literally nothing good to
Or the
pull.
Heat.
Yeah, like there's nothing good to pull from this.
Yeah, you lost by 60.
Right.
Your best player scored like 6 in the last game of the
Yeah.
fucking series at home.
Right. It's like there's nothing
Anyways.
good that I can
Yeah.
pull from those and like be like we can learn. Where like the Rockets went toe to toe with a team that has future Hall of Famers on it,
Right.
Curry, all this stuff, and they took them down to the wire. And even the Warriors gained a lot of respect for this new Rockets team and was like, nah, they came to play. That was a really hard series, and
The hardest. They
defensively,
said it was the hardest.
right. They said it was the hardest series they had played. So I think the Rockets can take a lot from it. And I think that there's a lot of room for the Rockets to improve. We have players that we can, move around.
Yeah, and
We
give
have
Şengün his flowers.
pieces. And yeah, Şengün was great. Şengün was overall the best player of the entire series. And I gained a lot of respect for Şengün through that.
He was playing like a dog.
Because before then, I was like, I don't know if he could like really play. I know he plays 5, but sometimes he seems like he wants to play more of a 4. In my opinion, This series showed me that he could play toe to toe with the best. Like as far as being our center, he could really be our center.
Yeah.
I think there's things that he needs to kind of work on with his game as far as like not flailing and stuff like that as much. I think if he locked in on some of those baskets where instead of trying to like make it look like something, if he would have just been strong and just went up, I think he would have a little bit more success down there, especially during them long games. Like they're not going to call everything, bro, and you're a big man, so you're just going to have to go down there and get dirty sometimes, and that's just what it is. You're probably going to get fouled on every single possession.
Especially Draymond.
Exactly, especially
that shit was crazy.
Like
he was
like you're gonna get fouled every possession, but you can't keep doing that because I think it takes you out of your shot. So
yeah.
But Şengün, big respect to Şengün. Yeah. I think
he basically put on a masterclass.
Şengün, Amen are like the unmovables here to me. Like, and we'll see what we do with the rest of it.
I feel, and Jabari. I feel like all three.
I feel like all 3 of them. I could see them putting like Jabari in a package just to make it look a little bit better. But I do think Jabari, he probably should have played more minutes, honestly. I think for the Rockets in the offseason, see if you can maybe bring in a KD for the right price. Don't overpay, but see if you can bring in a KD. See if a Trae Young can get available. I would like that. I know we're in talks about Giannis. I don't know, but we'll see.
That'd be a good scheme fit.
Right. So it's like I think that you should bring Steven Adams back. I just think that it worked and he was able to do a lot for us. I think he brings Steven Adams back. I guess they're looking to bring Van Vliet back, which like if they do, like I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. It gives you some good buckets here and there. So
not for that much though.
Not for that much though. It has to be like more of a team friendly deal where it's like if you want to play here and you want to continue doing whatever, then sure, but we'll see.
That playoff run makes it hard though.
Right.
That makes it so hard, bro.
So we'll see what happens. But like I said, where I sit right now, I would be pretty surprised if Jalen Green is back on the team. I think it's like an 80% chance that he gets traded. There's like a 20% where it's like if we just don't get the right buyer, we don't get the right price, then he'll be back again for another year. But
Jalen Green, Jabari, a first in 2 seconds for KD. Hey, yay.
Yeah. Is it still going?
Yeah. But I think it, even though it's on a sour note, I think that's the best outcome for a losing series. You know what I mean? Like, y'all looked like the better team.
Yeah. And there was times where, even in that game 7, where you're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
they made it close. There was a point where it was 63-60, and you were thinking, they hit like a couple big shots, like we're back on top, and it could go. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a young team.
Yeah.
The team is like filled with a bunch of like 21 and 23-year-olds. So it's like,
and y'all had convincing wins in the
right,
playoffs, and most of the losses in that series were like close or Mickey.
right. And I
So,
think most people were like, oh, they're like a fraud second, but it's like they're really not. If you hear how the Warriors are talking about this series, like there was a point in this series where they believed that they would drop this. Like they weren't like, oh, like this is a cakewalk. Like no,
yeah.
they had to bring it every single game.
If anything, they're a fraud seventh. Like
Right.
they're like talent wise in the 3 to 7.
Right. So it's like clearly it wasn't a fraud that they won 60 games or won 50 games. I'm sorry, and great season overall. We'll see what they do in the offseason.
Yeah.
Pacers, Cavs. I mean, let's just get into it. We saw it already. Pacers currently down.
Or up.
Our Pacers are up 2-0. Cavs are down 0-2. 2 losses at home back to back.
2 Donnie backpacks back to back with nothing to show for it. Like literally carries the team with a lead through the whole game, and then his teammates sell the game at the end of the game. Like he didn't touch the ball in the last 30 seconds right there. The whole time, every time he touched the ball, he was at the free throw line scoring points for the team. And then as soon as somebody else touches it, they get a turnover, and Halliburton wins the game. That's so fucking dumb, bro. And the narrative is always going to be Donovan Mitchell can't do anything in the playoffs. He can never win a championship because of so and so, blah, 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 blah. But in reality, it's never fucking because of him. It's because his team sells, bro. His team sells. He had 48 points. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? 9 assists?
Bro, I hate Donovan Mitchell so much, but like I can't like sit here and act like he didn't show up. You know what I mean? He obviously showed up. I mean, 3 starters being out in the playoffs is just ridiculous right now. Like,
and they played 2 of them played last game.
Right. So it's like
last game, bro, and they lost.
Yeah, and there's no way that I don't know. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
But the Pacers are really good.
Pacers to be fair, really good. The Pacers are shocking me, honestly. I thought they were a good team, and I think they definitely have like a great team where it's like the ball's just spread out and like you have a bunch of people that can just get to the basket and stuff. But I wasn't expecting this, man. They made it far last season, but I don't know. Like for whatever reason, I was just like, I don't know. I just didn't feel the same about them that I felt last year. Like I felt like last year they were maybe a little bit stronger, but I guess this year they're just a little bit strong. Like they just seem like they're just consistent. Like they're just always showing up,
and they score a lot. They score a lot,
right?
And when they get down, they don't quit. Like they continue. Like it perfectly fits to how they play. They want to shoot threes and get to the line. Like that's the whole scheme of basketball that they play. So I mean, and they have good size and they play athletic. Matherin's a demon on.
Right.
He came off the bench and scored like 20 today or 18 or whatever in 20 minutes.
Turner, Siakam.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a well-built team. Yeah. You can't be mad at it.
They play hard defense. They pass really well. They shoot really well. They can get into little pockets on the defense. They have good basketball mind. Whatever. It's weird that they're beating the Cavs though.
Yeah, I mean, I thought
they're definitely getting a lucky draw with the injuries, but
I mean, 2-0.
Yeah, which there's nothing you can say in Cleveland.
Yeah, which is bad. Yeah, because if it was 2-0, but it was in the Pacers, if it was in Indiana, then you were like, okay, they could bounce back at home and even it out. But it's
but Indy's strong in Indy,
and now you're about to go on the road.
Yeah.
You have a realistic chance of getting swept here. The sweep is really in question. You're about to play 2 games in Indy where they play better, and you just folded at home twice.
And it's still questionable whether any of those 3 players are going to play.
Exactly. So it's jeez, bro. This is looking grim early.
Donnie to LA, bring him. We won't sell this.
Houston?
Nah, yeah,
Nah.
y'all need it. Jalen and Fred VanVleet for Donnie.
Sure, man. Like,
You'll
sure,
become a
fuck it.
fan.
Reluctantly, yeah, I'm gonna have to because of the circumstances.
But yeah, that's crazy. That's a crazy series.
Yeah, I mean, this is a crazy start. Crazy
They
start.
smacked the Bucks too.
Yeah, like they're kind of like just quietly just destroying the fuck out of teams, and they're not.
I mean, not too quiet.
Not
Halliburton.
Yeah, Halliburton's talking, but it's like they're just kind of just gonna get to the Eastern Conference Championship. Like they just are, and
And then the light skin battle between Tatum and
right, Tatum and
Burton.
Burton, um, dude, which is crazy because like with the Cavs right now, the Celtics lost the first game, but they missed like 45 threes and like whatever like that.
Yeah.
Like I'm not worried about the Celtics, but I'm worried about the Cavs.
Yeah.
Like the Celtics lost, but it was just in like the craziest, most Mickey fashion possible. So you just know that that's not going to happen again.
And they're still playing the Knicks too, which
Right.
is even crazier.
So it's like, and the Knicks didn't play that good either. They
Yeah.
were down like 20 at one point. So it's like the most Mickey thing of all time happened last time. So it's like I'm still like, okay, whatever. The Celtics are still going to win, but like, yeah, I don't know. The Cavs. I don't know. Get ready to pack up, man. Get ready to pack up. You couldn't go down 2-0 right there. You had to even it.
I saw,
and it's not Donnie's fault. It's just like this. I don't know what this team be doing, bro. Sometimes
the lineup at the end of the game was Dean Wade, Max Strus, Ty Jerome, Isaac Okoro, and Donovan Mitchell. What the fuck is that? Not one of those players besides Donovan Mitchell as a starter.
And then Ty Jerome.
Unless you want to count like Ty Jerome / Max Strus. One of those guys is kind of a starter.
Who was the one that threw the ball away at the end?
Strus.
Yeah, that was trash.
Yeah, like not even
he like that pass literally loses the game.
Literally.
It actually lost the game because that pass.
Because they didn't touch the ball again.
Right. They didn't touch the ball again. Halliburton gets the foul, makes the first one, misses the second one, bounces back. He
gets the rebound over. Guess who?
Right.
Strus.
It's a bad possession, man. That's a bad possession to put on tape. And then they get the dagger by.
Yeah.
That's bad, bro. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe. Well, no, y'all aren't gonna get Nani because y'all already got 2 guards. So
I want him so bad, dude.
Yeah. If you would have waited out and then
I wanted.
if you would have waited out and got him instead of Luka, then And the thing is, I feel like for Donnie, you probably would have been able to keep AD. So I feel like the team would have actually been nastier if you would have held out for a little bit.
100%.
And just got Donnie, but hey, that's just me. I guess what I'm saying. Let's have fun with Jackson.
We shouldn't have held out. We should have got Donnie 3 years ago. Like I've been saying,
2 years ago. Yeah, probably would have been the perfect time. And yeah, I don't know. Cleveland, I think they're done. I think down 0-2. I think Cleveland's done.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
Do you think it's a Donnie silent game next game? It can't be, right?
No. I think Donnie's gonna show up every game. I
feel like he always has one Mickey game, but I don't know.
I don't think he can.
I don't think he
can't. So
he's gonna be shooting 40 shots, right?
Right. So it's I feel like the games that are Mickey and he's kind of mid, whereas he's trying to facilitate everybody else, but there's no one else to really facilitate to, which he was still passing and stuff this game. But I think he knows in the back of his mind, if we're gonna even have a chance in hell, especially if these dudes are gonna be out, I'm gonna have to get a bunch of points.
Yeah.
And if he's just off, then he's just off. But I think that I think he'll have a great series, but I think that they'll end up losing because of everybody else not doing what they're supposed to do, which is unfortunate because that's kind of the thing, Tough.
By the way, I predicted 2 45 or 40-point games in a row now. I had Jokic last night for 40 and 20, 40 points and 20 rebounds. And today I had Donnie for 40 points.
Did Jokic have 40 last night?
Yeah. He had 42 and 20 something.
Jeez, bro.
No.
Dude, it's crazy.
On my lay, I had 55 points and rebounds.
Yo, what's up with Aaron Gordon, bro?
He's cooking.
Like he's just the dagger. He's the
I think he's
dagger
the second
guy.
best player on the Nuggets. Honestly, Jamal Murray's a bum until it matters.
Right.
And Michael Porter Jr. is always a bum.
Unless it's the Lakers.
Unless it's the Lakers.
Then he turns into Ray Allen.
So since the Lakers are not in here, so.
Right. Yeah. I could see that. I could see like overall he might be the second best.
He passes really well. He rebounds really well. He plays amazing defense. He's basically their center besides Jokic, and then shoots threes. Right. And can dunk crazy and is literally winning them games.
Yeah, he has like good awareness. Like
he's nasty.
He's nasty, man.
And he's a former dunk contest champion.
Right. So it's like, why would you not want that? And like you said, it makes it so that Jokic doesn't really have to play down low like that. So he could just kind of do what he wants, you know?
Or at least get the better matchup.
Right.
Like if they're playing a team like the Timberwolves and they have Gobert and Randall, they can choose who they want to be on who because they have both big
and do like the switches and stuff. Yeah. So
but fuck the Nuggets.
Yeah.
Clippers should have won that fucking series. So sick.
The Clippers sold, man.
James Harden sold.
Yeah.
Don't say the Clippers.
James Harden.
Do not say that.
Wow, James Harden, man.
Bad time to be a Rocket. Black. No, I'm just kidding.
It's like he's definitely going to go down as like just the worst playoff player like of all time.
Yeah.
And it's like he has a good series until the closeout games, bro. It's like he was fine.
He was playing amazing.
Right. And then it was like and even in game 6, he had a great game. Like he had like 28 and like 12 or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, like cool, we're going to game 7. Like let's keep that going. And then just completely falls off the map.
Shit the
like,
bed.
There's no way. I think he was like 2 of 10, like 2 of 8 or something. Like
bad.
My God, bro. And then it's just like you look at the depth chart and it's like it's literally the only one that's not doing his part. Kawhi had like 20 something. I think Zubac had a double-double.
Derrick Jones had double digits, I think.
And it's just like, dude, there's no way you ended the game with 8. Like, I mean, let's just be fucking for real, man. It's so crazy to me that like your legacy is on the line of like this is your time.
And you're supposed to be one of the greatest scorers ever.
Right. And it's just somehow you can't score in these big games like that. That's impossible, bro. There has to be something that he's doing.
Maybe it's a Houston shooting guard thing.
Maybe.
Because even think about back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, he's been this way for a while.
No, not even Harden. I'm saying like back in the day for the Rockets.
Yeah.
What was the old 2 that y'all had? He was really fucking good.
Who? Tracy?
Oh no, I'm not thinking of Tracy. Yeah. I'm not thinking of Tracy. Anyways.
Yeah, the
James
fucking Harden is fucking terrible on game 7. I don't know what's wrong with him. Will he ever beat that allegation? You know?
No.
And people are like, he should ring chase, but like
he did.
Yeah.
Several times.
Right. So it's like people are like, oh, he should just like bounce around. But it's like
that Clippers squad is really good.
Yeah. And like you easily get out of there super simple. If you just do something. Yeah. Like if you just do something in that game. I don't know, bro. I mean, they were getting beat pretty bad, so I don't think he was like the sole guy, but it's like you kind of were though. Like,
but if you're doing good, it changes the whole dynamic of the game.
Like you're not getting beat as bad like in the third quarter if Harden is at least stepping up to the plate.
If you know you don't have to worry about James Harden,
right?
Like the number one threat on offense every time.
And I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I think he gets in his own head about it, like or something. Like there has to be something pregame, especially since it's a thing and he knows it's a thing.
Yeah.
So it's like it's almost like when he gets to this, he's extra like game 7. I have to like play out my mind, and he just doesn't. Like I don't know, man.
He's nervous.
That's tough.
He's nervous.
Tough. I think the Clippers should run it back with this squad. I don't think you don't have another choice. Like
yeah, you have to.
The only option is to try this again and maybe add like one like player, one like role player or something like that.
And then nuke it.
Right. And then give it one more season and then after that, yeah, you just blow it up, bro. Just blow it up. But you have to try one more time.
Yeah.
I know the Clippers fans are like fucking pissed about it, but
Fuck 'em.
there's no other option, dude. What do you want? Like, you know what I mean? Like, the only way this even you have to give it another shot, and hopefully Kawhi plays more games in the regular season. But you're just you're wishing on a lot for as a Clippers fan. You're like, hopefully Zubac plays at this level again. Hopefully Kawhi plays more games, and hopefully if we get to another clutch situation, Harden can lock in. Like, three things you're wishing on a star for, and probably not gonna happen. Sorry, like, I don't know.
Yeah, it was a good ass series though.
It was a great series. I love when a series goes to Game 7, back and forth, competitive. That's what the playoffs are all about. So they did what they could. I think the Nuggets,
And that tip was bullshit,
beatable.
by the way.
Yeah,
that Aaron Gordon tip was bullshit.
That Aaron Gordon last second dunk, that probably shouldn't have been a thing. Yeah, I didn't like it because it's like you could still kind of see his like finger. Like,
yeah, they didn't show it on the actual like the TV coverage, but when you actually go back and watch the slow mo, his fucking hand, you see his finger on it when the red shows, and then the frame that they were showing on TV is like they literally cut out a frame.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So.
But whatever. Conspiracy.
Yeah, it's weird. Who do you think? Nuggets, OKC? I don't know. I feel like the Nuggets probably just kind of go in here and cook. I think the last series got them warmed up. Where if they were gonna fold, it was gonna be last series. I think that OKC, great players, but I just feel like the Nuggets just have a little bit more like experience, and then they have a couple guys that are just playing out of their mind. You have a Westbrook. You have a Westbrook's on a tear for whatever reason. You have
Jokic.
Aaron Gordon that's going crazy. Jokic. Jamal Murray's gonna have 2 games out of the series where he has like fucking 30.
Braun's been playing good too.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know, bro. I just think that they have just more. I just think they have more, and like.
And Jalen Williams played like ass last game too.
He did, and I think Shy, great player and stuff, and he's gonna have his games. And I don't think it's gonna be a sweep by any means. It might be another long series, 6 or 7, but. I don't know. I think the Nuggets got past the one team that could have took them out just matchup wise. Like, I don't think anybody else is really going to have a big like Zoo.
I mean,
and I think
the Wolves.
Right, the Wolves later. But I mean for like this series specifically. Yeah. I just think that this was.
I mean, they have Chet and Hardenstein, but like they're good to defend against him. But I feel like they don't push the needle as far as like the win column. Like they play good defense to like limit him.
Right.
And they get good stats like rebounds and blocks and all that. Like Chet had like 3 blocks and whatever. But they're not like he had 40 points and 20 rebounds.
Exactly.
You're not stopping him.
It's not working, obviously. No. So
you just get your couple blocks here and there. Like it's not gonna change anything.
At all. No. So yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll see what happens in that series.
And what's the other series?
Golden State versus the Wolves. I'm about to look right now and see
what's the score.
Yeah, see what's cooking in that game.
Stroh's still down. Oh damn. Oh, fucking Warriors, man.
So we were the only team that could take them out. The Warriors are currently up at half, 44-31 against Minnesota. It's not over by any means. Draymond Green has 16 points, 4 of 6 from 3. Holy shit, bro! There's no fucking way that Draymond Green has 16.
Did they play Kuminga? No way.
He has 5 minutes.
Holy shit.
But he has 0.
Well, yeah, he didn't get a shot. He did get a shot.
Curry has 13. He's 3 of 6.
Jimmy 6
Butler.
And 6 rebounds.
Edwards has 1.
Nice.
Edwards has
0 of 8. 7 rebounds. What the fuck are you doing? Get off the court.
Okay, so if Timberwolves get walked this series, then like obviously the Rockets are like the Rockets are even crazier than what we think. If if this is what's gonna happen, if the Warriors are gonna walk this team down, then the Rockets like literally have to get the respect of a lifetime. I don't give a fuck. Like that,
He has 1 point.
a singular point. And okay, Draymond Green was making some plays. They wouldn't have no 16 points now. You have no 16, 4 of 6.
Aren't the
three.
Timberwolves supposed to be just as good at defense?
That's what they say, but I don't think they're as good
They're
as us,
not.
bro.
They're
Like
not.
I don't think they're.
They don't get after it as much as y'all.
Nah, bro. They're not as like aggressive.
Yeah.
Like you know.
But they do have more dominant big, but it's different.
Right, but like again, Draymond Green wasn't getting 16 points.
They have more traditional defense.
Right.
Y'all have the new school defense that like
cut
smother,
slash,
smother you, fucking kill you. What the hell? They're literally trying to fucking YN rob you. They're trying to beat you over the head with a sack full of fucking bricks.
He said, "Smother you."
He said, "Roadkill." How you like your omelet, eggs? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man. If the Warriors are gonna walk, I mean, I don't know, man. I felt coming in.
Look at Buddy Hield. What the fuck? 0-7, of course.
Yeah, we know.
I put his under, by the way.
Yeah, that obviously. You know. But yeah, I mean, if this was gonna look like, then I guess the Warriors are gonna take it. I felt coming into this that the Wolves were gonna come in and kill. I'm still confident in that. Like, I don't know what's going on in this game. It seems like a lot of Mickey shit is happening.
31 and a half is insane, though. That's
31.
That's
31
a 1 quarter. That's 1 quarter.
Right. But you got to think, like, Golden State just came off of having to defend us. Like, that was a hard-nosed, like, series of, like, defense. Like, the Warriors were playing great defense.
And the Timberwolves didn't have to do shit.
Right. So it's like the Timberwolves are like, oh, we can just do whatever the fuck we want. And the Warriors are like, we just played like the 86 Bears. You know what I mean? Like, the Warriors, like, that might have just locked them in. Like, the Rockets was, like, the only thing to, like, give them, and then now they're kind of like off and running, like, okay, fuck, we got past that shit. Now everybody else is like, you know, whatever. So
we'll see.
Here we go.
You never know, though.
Here we go. Warriors are gonna go on a run. Like, fuck, man.
I know Nico's jumping up and fucking down right now.
Like, I can't believe it. Why every single time? Jesus Christ, bro. And it's gonna piss me off even more because if they make it to the championship, you know how I'm gonna feel. You know I'm gonna be like, dude, it could have easily just been the fucking Rockets and we could have won fucking Game 7 at home. Like, holy shit, this team, bro. I don't believe my eyes, man. I really don't believe my eyes. That's fucking garbage. I mean, that's pretty much it from basketball. The Pistons and
that was a good ass series.
Pistons and Knicks series. Good series. I feel like the Pistons and the Rockets are kind of on the same like arc right now.
Pistons look really good, man.
Yeah, the Pistons look great, but the difference is their player that they drafted 4 years ago actually shows up every game.
Well, actually, the difference is that they got the worst twin.
They got the worst twin, but they got the better draft pick 4 years ago, and it's the reverse for us. So it's like, you know, Kay Cunningham, obviously he's a great player. Asar's decent.
I really like Sar, or not Sar. What's his name? Yeah, no, Sar's on the Pistons.
Right.
Yeah, because the dude on the Wizards is the other guy I like too.
Right. But they got, man, Pistons have a great team, man, and they played hard. They probably should have won that one game with the foul at the end that they didn't call, but then afterwards they apologized for. Like, that was a bad one by the refs.
Gotten free throws on the 3 where he was literally in his hip while he was shooting, and they didn't call shit, and it was the last shot of the game.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Right. So that's why I'm like, you know, bad look on the refs where it's like, you probably should have stepped in and called it.
Yeah.
But I guess not.
They did that in the Lakers game too.
You know, the Pistons are going to be back. They're going to make some moves. Like I said, they're kind of in the same arc as the Rockets. Young team. They're hungry.
Yeah.
They're going to be back and they're going to make noise. So, you know, we'll see what they do.
Last thing on the NBA. Why is there 3 different times in this first round of playoff games where the refs have come out after the game and said that they got the call wrong at the end of the game, that would have changed the decision of who won that game. Right. That's 3 different times in one round.
Yeah, that literally can't happen. Just call it and review it.
Call it and review it. Why do we have reviews?
Why do we have the system if we're not going to use it? Terrible.
Shit's rigged.
Yeah.
Nobody can tell me differently. Because they use the review system on the LeBron foul when nobody called for it.
Right.
And then they use the Lakers timeout, which we didn't call. Because why would we call a timeout on that?
And saw the hand tap.
Yeah. And then we lost again because of that.
Right.
And then we go down 2-1.
Mm-hmm. So.
But whatever.
It's bad, man. The refs, you know, just call it and fucking look at the shit again. And then if it's not, then fucking.
Or just be consistent.
Right.
Either don't call it ever. Or call it and review it. Like, it's one thing or the other. It's not wishy-washy. You don't get to pick and choose what rules you want to apply when and where. Like, you apply it at all times, and then you reel it back if you need to.
It's like in the NFL when the quarterback, like, gets strip sacked, fumbled in the back, and they don't know if it's a pass or not. But, like, don't call the play dead yet.
Right.
Let them recover the football and run it back or whatever.
This could be a touchdown,
if they get a touchdown, and then look at it and be like, okay, hand whip or whatever the fuck, and then you can, like, whatever. But it's like, don't just call the play dead.
And sometimes they just be calling it dead too.
Right.
That's just like, fucking annoying.
So, look, man, refs got to be more consistent moving forward. But we talked about that, like, and those calls, like you said, are calls that, like, you literally just took a game away from the Pistons right there.
It changes the whole series.
Right. And I think if the Pistons get that, like, who knows? Like, they might actually come out of the series. Like, you know what I mean?
They would they have been up in the series?
I think it would have been even on that game. I think it would have been even.
Instead of
like 3-1 or something like that, it would have been 2-2.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think it changes it though.
Yeah, you know definitely.
It changes it. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with these series. Round 2. I don't know. I'm still feeling the Celtics. I think the Cavs are probably toast just because they're down 0-2. I'm taking the Nuggets and then hopefully the Wolves. But the Wolves so far look rough, but it's only game 1, so I guess we'll see what happens. But those are the 4 that I'm taking for the rest of the way.
I like it.
What do you think?
Same thing. I like it.
Yeah. So we'll keep y'all posted on what we think about the NBA. But we're about to go into the NFL draft. So we're actually going to do like a part 2, kind of cut the video and then
split
and then talk about the NFL draft recap. You know what I'm saying? So stay tuned for what we think about the draft and how it played out.